Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Melia here. You were concerned resident there. That's why we do the show, because you're concerned. And as always, don't forget all the sites. You got our website, our live stream. We just re-upped with our live stream. YouTube, Facebook. Like us on Facebook, love us on YouTube, whatever the deals are there, so we can get some more subscribers. Again, all of our shows are archived on our live stream site. We got some on YouTube. Then with YouTube, if something goes on with YouTube, you lost all your archives. So it's better you have your own streaming network like we do with live stream. And this way, all our archives are safe. For that matter, just had to pick up some DVDs. We make masters of all our shows, and we're going back in time to make masters of all the ones that we have done recently, and putting them in storage. So if we ever have to go back, if there's ever something that happens with live stream, we got master copies. Today we're going to talk about the storm we just went through. I'll step all over the name of the storm. I have a problem with names, so it doesn't matter. Smith is a problem for me. We're going to talk by vote by mail. Now, we finally just got the results from the Hudson County primaries in, and we're looking at vote by mail going forward into November. The unfortunate situation with a Union City judge, she's a state judge now, her son was murdered as he answered the door by a deranged attorney who later took his own life. She's looking to have the judge's personal info hidden from the public. I want to talk about that because I think we all should have that done. And we're going to talk about COVID-19. It's not drifting away. It's starting to uptick, and you're seeing a lot of signs. Those are our topics for today. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here. City Show, you there? That was a hell of a storm. A fast-moving storm, but a hell of a storm nonetheless. We went through Sandy. This wasn't a Sandy, but it was very damaging to a lot of the Jersey, the residents here in Jersey. Right now, 1 million people are still without power in New Jersey. The Barrier Islands down the shore, they got hit pretty hard. You had some roof blown off motels. How did you like you're staying there and the roof gets blown off your motel? I remember when Irene came in, when Chrissy said, get the hell off the beach and go home. We were staying at the Aztec at Seaside Heights, and they said, you got to leave. And it wasn't that bad on the Barrier Islands there, but Irene was a tough storm. But the thing that amazes me with these storms, it's always the same result. Power's out. Power's out for over 1 million people in New Jersey right now. It's the same thing at every storm. You can just replay old footage. It's the same thing. Why can't we learn lessons from this? There must be a way that we can effect repairs as quick as possible to get these people turned on. You're talking, some of these people are being told the end of the week, Friday. Again, I'll say one thing. PSE&G, as far as the power companies in New Jersey, they're the best of them. JCP&L, we're hearing a lot of horror stories about them on the news today, but there's always issues with JCP&L. And it's not the employees in the street. It's the people, upper management. They're saying what rolls downhill. But for some reason, we never learn. Why don't we have the capacity to effect these repairs? We knew the storm was coming. There's a storm coming. We knew for about 3-4 days. It was a matter of which way it was going to track off. Was it going to come in? Was it going to go off? Did anybody prepare for this, PS&G, JCP&L? Obviously not. But now we're just bringing in the crews, and there's talk that the COVID-19 is an issue, or we got to test these people first. They're working amongst themselves in their own crew. They drove up together in the truck. They're hanging out up on poles in the cherry pickers. Not so sure we have to go about testing them. You know, we could put them in a motel room, and when they're done, we fumigate the thing, sanitize, whatever we have to do. Well, that should have been done already. These crews are just coming in now. We never seem to learn anything. I'll give credit again to a lot of, like Sacco here in North Bergen, Fulop in Jersey City. Fulop had the people, the MUA, cleaning out the catch basins, all the sewers, so the water would drain off. Fortunately, we didn't have a lot of rain with this, but there was a lot of wind, and that caused a serious damage here in New Jersey. Like I said, roofs were gone, trees all over the place, but fortunately, there wasn't any rain, because here in North Bergen, when it rains outside the studio here, manhole covers will float. That water comes off the hills from North Bergen and Union City or Kennedy Boulevard. You know, like I live in the Heights. You know why it's the Heights? Because it's up on a hill. We're in the Heights. The rain rolls down, goes into Hoboken, and the other way it goes into North Bergen there, and down to Tunley Avenue. That water comes down with such ferocity through the sewer system, it actually blows the manhole covers off the street out here. You'll see them from 3-4 feet away from the manhole itself. That's how hard that water comes down through the sewers here. But, you know, Mayor Sacco, Mayor Fulop, I didn't go through Union City. I'm sure Brian Stack is on top of things, but it's always the same. Good thing we had no rain, but it's always the same thing with the power company. You know what it's like right now? Your food is gone. Yeah, it's hot. Your AC isn't working. You know, in some parts of the state, they got well water. You need a pump to get the well water out. There ain't no pump working. Say you're working from home. You're not working from home because you got no Wi-Fi. You have no internet because the power's out. It's the same thing all the time. I know people talk about burying the power lines. Unfortunately, in the Northeast, you know, it's a very old part of the country here, and there's power lines on poles all over. That is not going to happen. But somehow, we should be able to figure out how to repair these poles and the wires that are on them quickly. New Jersey Transit, no train service today outside of Atlantic City. What a surprise. Every time it rains a little bit. If it rained pennies from heaven, New Jersey Transit wouldn't have a train running. There is a situation there where we need to privatize New Jersey Transit. We can't run it. The state can't run that. It has to be privatized where we can get the trains to run on schedule. When I grew up alongside the tracks in Jersey City, those trains ran on schedule back in the old days. They don't. New Jersey Transit is terrible. But I was prepared. I'm thinking about getting a gasoline generator now. Yeah, it's kind of noisy at night, but at least your refrigerator and your lights are on. But I had my batteries, I had my AA's, I had my AAA's, I had my C's, I had my D's, I had my Ryobi lights. I just put my 18-volt battery in. I had this light bar that I bought off the internet from watching an infomercial. That worked well. I was set, and I even had ice packs in the freezer, so the food stayed frozen. I did a good job. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show? I'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the Telemed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are.
Quality care, no appointment necessary. The doctor is online when you download the Telemed app.
Don't you feel better already?
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
I'm back. Well prepared. Pat is back. Like I said, I survived. I had everything. Put the tape on the window stuff. That you have to do, even though we've never had any of the windows blown out. Tell you, during Sandy, I was like one of the luckiest guys. My block had electricity through the whole thing. my studio when it was on Central Avenue that had electricity during the whole aftermath of Sandy, and that was like 10 days here in Jersey City. Voting by mail. Let's talk about, we're going full vote by mail for the elections in November. First off, do you think your vote by mail is secret? Now, keep in mind, I want to say this with Hudson County looming over us. This is Hudson County. I want to keep that in focus here. Do you think your vote is secret here in Hudson County? Did you see pictures of people looking at the vote by mail in various counties? There are people looking at the vote by mail. There are people looking, your name is on it and who you voted for. And in Hudson County, that can be problematic because we're Hudson County. And the people who are reading it, you know, pretty much everybody in Hudson County is connected somehow. They're involved with some political organization. It is very, very possible that your vote, somebody could remember that and say, hey, Judy Smith, she didn't vote for so-and-so. Lord, she didn't vote. Well, see, that's the difference of writing it down, and you sign things, your name's on there, and it goes in, and people are reading it, and there's your name, and there's your vote. It's no longer secret. And it's not like the people who count these votes take some oath or something like that. You know, if they give out the information, they get struck by lightning. No, they're in a lot of cases connected county employees, and they're reading your vote. So no, that is not secret, and it is not the best way to go about doing this. And again, keep in mind, this is Hudson County. For that matter, Bob Menendez, I'm a Bob guy. I like Bob. Bob said he's certain the United States Postal Service can handle the vote by mail in November. These are the same people that can't get my packages in the smart lockbox that I have. These are the same people that lose my mail. They're the people who lost my controller for the video wall. Nobody knows where it went. Fortunately, I got it from Amazon. No question with Amazon. We'll send you another one, don't worry about it. We made $10 billion by 9 o'clock this morning, so we'll send you one. Which is why I got an issue with Anderson storm doors. We're going to get into that next week. I just want replacement parts. Why you should only deal with Amazon. But let me get back to this. Bob thinks the post office can handle the entire nation's vote by mail for November, which is usually our biggest turnout of voters. Bob must be smoking something if he thinks that. Or Bob is saying the party line. So that's the other problem I have, and some of us probably get into with the media. You know, I grew up with Walter Cronkite, Roger Grimsley, Bill Butel. You know, these people, when they said something, you could believe it. They wrote their stories. You know, I'm starting to really question the media. There's a lot of fake news and news that we're not getting. We can't handle the vote by mail. The post office can't. And I'll tell you something. Do you honestly think the clerks can handle that? You know, Somerset, New Jersey, just finalized their vote by mail. August the 4th, they just finalized. The vote was on July 7th. For that matter, here in Hudson County, we finalized ours, I think it was July 26th. Can you imagine an entire vote by mail for a presidential election? Trump will get a second term just for waiting for the count. We need to go back and vote in person for many reasons. First off, nobody knows how you voted. Unlike if you do a vote by mail, there's a paper trail. There it is, your name, your vote, that kind of thing. You go in the voting booth, nobody knows what the hell you do. Two, it's recorded on the cartridge, and they download that, provided the knuckleheads take the cartridge, which is always a problem here in Hudson County. There was fraud all the time with absentee ballots, and now with the vote by mail. Frankie Brea in Hoboken, the people in Patterson. This happens all over the country. But we always talk about the Jersey stuff. Like I said, vote by mail for a presidential election, Trump will get a second term just waiting. Do you remember 2000, how long it took to get the results there for Bush with the hanging chads? Hanging chads will be a day in the park compared to a vote by mail fiasco, which if I'm Trump, I'm not going to respect the election results if I lost, because this is going to be a disaster. If we can go to the supermarket, I can go and vote. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here. You there? City Show. No coffee today. I'm drinking Gatorade. Enough coffee. The horrific murder of a judge's son here in New Jersey. Judge Salas. Her son was murdered. Jersey City woman, by the way, the judge, known to everybody here in Hudson County. Son was murdered by a deranged attorney who had a case, I believe, pending in front of the good judge. Guy acted like a FedEx delivery guy and shot the kid, 20-year-old son, shot the husband. Fortunately, the judge was down in the basement and she was not injured. She has made a passionate plea to keep the information of judges secret, because I did a piece a couple of weeks ago over the murder. And I said that individual who killed her son and shot her husband got that information off the internet where she lived, which is so, especially if you own a home. It's just too effing easy to get that information. She made the appeal, and Robert Menendez, our boy, Bob, and Cory Booker are working on legislation that will keep the personal information of seated judges secret. Well, I think that's great, because that would have probably prevented this murder. But if we can do that for a judge, then we should be able to do that for any member of the public. You see, the biggest distributor of your private information is the government. Whether it's the state or the municipalities or the feds, it's all, and they always say, well, it's public record. Well, you know, that was okay in the 60s, public record. That's not okay today. It wasn't in the 60s, we just didn't have a smartphone where I could call up something on your home. And when you do that, there's everybody in a home. You know, who owns the home, who they're related to, all the information, addresses, some cases phone numbers. There are companies on the internet that'll get you all the information for like $15. And all that information is coming from our own government, county, municipal, state. It's just too effing easy to find all your information. And again, it's our government that gives it out. I tell you what, go on the internet and look up your home, your personal home, and see just how much information pops up on you. That is ridiculous, that all your information is there, a stroke of a key on a smartphone or a computer. Because your municipality, your county, your state put this there. Because again, it's public record. Well, that was okay in the 60s, it's not okay now. We should all have the opportunity to opt out. We don't want our personal information available on the internet. We're taking steps like on applications now. There's many things you can't ask. You can't ask somebody who went to jail. Have you been convicted of crime? You can't ask that anymore. But all your information is a street. I don't have to ask somebody. I can just look it up on the internet. All that information is there. We make these stands. Well, we're going to keep that private, and you can't ask any personal information about somebody when they're applying for a job. You can only ask after they hire them. Believe me, there ain't nobody asking that information after the person's hired. They went on the internet. Because you, our municipality, our county, our state, already put that information out. It's available. And it's threatening your personal lives. Somebody's got an issue with you, go on the internet. Somebody wants to steal your identity, biggest thing, identity theft, get in a car accident, like I said 2 weeks ago. You will not have to go to police headquarters to get a copy of that accident report. 10 or 20 attorneys will send you that accident report, hoping to get your business. They have all your personal information on that accident report because the cop took it. Remember, the cop took it. He's got your driver's license, your address, all that. He wrote it all down. It's there, and it's not redacted. All your information is there. Our government is the one making it so simple to steal your personal identity. If Bob can get this done, I don't know what magic wand Bob Menendez is going to have to keep judges' personal information secret on the internet, then we all should all have that same option. That your personal information to your children, your home, your car, wherever you bank, or whatever the F you do, is your information. None of that BS, well, it's a matter of public record. See, that was different in the 60s, not like now. It's time we all step in to the 21st century here. You know, realize how easy it is to get information. Again, we act like it's the 60s, but it's so easy to steal that information because we got our heads in the sand when it comes to our own local governments here. They got your information, and it's so easy to get. You're watching The City Show? I'll be right back.
It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center. Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.org.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office space and an address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation. On-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. 201-521-9000 or visit on the web at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
We're back. You're watching The City Show. Pat O'Melia here. You a resident there. Don't forget all that information. You can get in touch with me if you need some help. If you got some consumer issue you need help with, I'm the guy. Probably next week we'll do another update on Home Depot until they finally reach out and say, what do you need to leave us alone? I may have an issue with Anderson storm doors. My daughter bought 4 storm doors for a house that she and my daughter purchased together, and Airbnb renting it. And they don't have chains on these storm doors anymore. And one of the doors got caught in the wind, opened up, brackets broke off. And so I got in touch with Anderson about this, and they're kind of taking a very laissez-faire attitude towards taking care of the customer here. So they're going to send me replacement parts. So when they have the replacement parts, I'm going to show the broken parts, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened with Anderson. But right now, let's get what's going on locally. But if you have consumer issues, news stories, you know how to get in touch with me. COVID-19, there are signs that it is upticking again here in New Jersey. which has probably got Murphy banging his head against the wall. Give you a couple of signs that it's up. Try to get Clorox wipes. For that matter, you won't be getting Clorox wipes till 2021, according to Clorox, because the demand is so great and the supply chain is limited because of COVID-19. You know, glad we didn't need these in a war effort during World War II, Clorox wipes. We would have lost. We'd all be talking German. Bounty paper towels have disappeared again. Try to get some Bounty paper towels. It's a sure sign these COVID-19 is coming back. Lysol, impossible to get. I got 8 cans, and I know people, and I can't get any more. If I see anything Lysolish, I grab it, because we use it here in the studio. I came in this morning, disinfected everything. For that matter, I got to bring another bottle of Lysol up here. We're running low on that because we do a lot of disinfecting. These are the signs that the COVID is upticking. Besides Governor Murphy saying, listen, we went from 0.8 to 1.48 now, which is a hell of a jump in just like 2 weeks. Now, of course, Murphy, he has no problem rolling back things. They just roll back indoor gatherings. Yeah, I guarantee you. Now, keep in mind, these tests, the COVID-19, they've been taken. They shouldn't, but they take about a week and a half, 2 weeks to get back. So the numbers that Governor Murphy's using are 2 weeks old. So yes, these numbers are even going to go up higher. The problem with COVID-19, and people keep pointing to the governor, whether it's Cuomo or Murphy or mayors or the president. It's happening. It's an uptick again. There's nothing more they can do now. We know how to deal with this. It's mask, it's distancing, it's washing your hands, it's common sense. We can't allow the virus to get into another host body because this one's affected, that one affects somebody. By the time this person starts showing symptoms, he's affected quite a few. And that's happening in New Jersey. And you look at some states and, you know, they reopened. I'm not saying the reopening was a problem, but everybody just reopened and then forgot. And you have these huge parties. We had some here in New Jersey. You see the people on the beaches and on the boardwalks. They're hanging out, shoulder to shoulder, no mask on. It's like here we said, say, come in, bring me your COVID. Send it, contaminate me so I can go contaminate 5, 10 other people. We know how to deal with this. And the more we can eradicate it, eventually it's gone. And somewhere along the line we'll have a vaccine. You know, Dr. Fossey is saying, you know, it's possible by the end of the year. But we know how to protect ourselves. You know, like my group here in the studio, we've been fortunate. And, you know, we're limiting the amount of people coming to the studio, but like I said, you know, when I come in the morning, sanitizing. When Jonathan comes in, he's sanitizing. The same thing we do. Whoever's coming first in, everything we touch, we sanitize. We know what to do. Now, New York, de Blasio is going to start enforcing Governor Cuomo's 14-day quarantine order. He's going to start doing the tracing. He sees those out-of-state plates, he's going to want to talk to you. New Jersey, you see the 511 on the highways. If you got a question on your quarantine status, call 511. Ain't nobody calling 511 to say, hey, do I have to put myself away for 14 days? We have to be smart. The best way to prevent the COVID-19 is you. Wear the mask. Do the social distancing. Use common sense. We're out of time. You be good. You be safe. Wear the mask. Social distance. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.